Speaking. Let me know your name.
Samya.
Samya, tell.
Human beings are normally able to detect sounds in the range of 20 to 20,000 Hz, and it is well known that sounds under the frequency of 20 Hz can also affect the ear, even if through we are unable to hear them. This is because the top of our hearing range has evolved to help us accurately detect direction of sound hears less of the higher frequency because they are absorbed by our skull.
Okay. Okay. So what Siddhant Sharma want to add here? Tell. Yes, Siddhant, speak up. Okay, I think he's facing some network issue. Yes, Zarlina. Zarlina, are you listening to me? Am I audible to you? Okay, she just pulled down her.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell what you want to add to this question's answer. What Samya told.
Ma'am, ma'am, the sounds below 20,000 hertz and greater than 20,000 hertz affect our ears, but the eardrum also vibrates on them, but our nervous system can't take that.
Yes, yes, come on, speak up. Our nervous system can't take that vibrations, and reason is that if you remember in the structure of human ear, I told you about a part in the internal ear called organ of hearing cochlea. Yaad hai kuch?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Like this. The spiral organ of hearing that is known as the cochlea. So if you just observe a small portion of that cochlea, then I told you that on the inner membrane of this cochlea, tiny hairs are present. And inside this cochlea, a fluid that is present. So what happens? That because of the vibrations or which reaches to this fluid it starts moving, and because of that movement, the hairs which are present on the inner lining of this cochlea, they catch the vibrations, they just convert them into electrical impulses which are sent to the brain. But what happens? The vibrations which are having the frequency lower than 20 hertz or greater than 20,000 hertz, both the vibrations, they are not able to produce.
Your video is not clear.
And is it same for everyone? Is not clear?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Everything is
Clear, ma'am.
So for majority people it is clear. So those who are facing the problem, might be the issue is from your side. Okay. So just have patience. Maybe it get cleared within a period of time. Yes. Okay. Now stop writing in comment box. I got the message that everything is okay on my side. So they fail to convert these vibrations into electrical impulses. And plus to that, that's a gift from the nature only, because if these hairs were given the capacity to convert these, especially this high frequency vibrations into electrical impulses, it could have damaged our ear as well as our brains also. तो बेसिक इज दैट, और इसको और भी डिटेल में आप समझ पाएंगे हायर क्लासेस में जाके, राइट? सो एज पर योर स्टैंडर्ड यू शुड बी एबल टू रिमेंबर नाउ what are infrasonic sounds and what are ultrasonic sounds, right? Now ultrasonic sounds especially, they have some important applications in our daily life. So let's see, that is applications of ultrasounds in daily life. And generally in exam, we get a question for 2 to 3 marks in question paper. So 2 to 3 marks means you should be able to mention at least 2 or 3 applications of these ultrasounds in our daily life, right? Let's start with the first one. The first one is in the form of Galton's whistle. In the form of Galton's whistle. Now, what is Galton's whistle? It is a special kind of whistle which is used to train the dogs in our armed forces, that is military and other services. So we know that we have dogs, an important integral part of our military services, just because of we use them, we exploit their strong sense of smell. And secondly, these animals, they can feel these ultrasonic vibrations, they can hear it. The Galton's whistle, it can produce the vibrations of around 40,000 hertz. 35 to 40,000 हर्ट्ज की फ्रीक्वेंसी तक की जो वाइब्रेशंस है वो गाल्टन विसल प्रोड्यूस करता है. बट these whistles we human beings cannot hear, but dog can easily hear. So by using that whistle, the army persons, they train the dogs for various activities in their daily routine work. That is the first application of ultrasound vibrations for the training of animals like dog in armed forces, right? Then comes the second one, that is homogenizing milk. Homogenizing milk. Homogenizing milk means that is in milk, fat is present in the form of bigger globules, right? So when this milk is further processed for making different kind of milk products, these bigger globules of fat, they just give a bit kind of difficulty, means they make those processes less efficient. So what we do, by using these high frequency ultrasounds, we agitate the milk, and because of that agitation, the bigger fat globules, they broke down into smaller particles, and because of that, the milk becomes of uniform texture, and further it can be processed easily for making different kind of milk products. So for that homogenizing also we make use of ultrasounds, right? Then comes in medical field, that is what we call, that is ultrasound. For doing the ultrasound of internal organs of our body. I'm sure that you might be knowing that sometimes doctors, they suggest doing an ultrasound for getting a clear picture of these particular organs, which we also commonly refer as sonography karwana. So what happens, that is for that particular purpose, what we do, that we keep a gel over our body, so that the structure, the source which is going to produce that ultrasound, those sounds, they penetrate, because they are very high frequency vibrations, they penetrate our body and they produce quite clear picture on the monitor in front of the doctor of our internal organs, which otherwise a doctor failed to see. वो बाहर से जो डॉक्टर से, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर डॉक्टर को डाउट है कि आपके स्टमक में कोई प्रॉब्लम है जिसकी वजह से आपको कांस्टेंट स्टमक एक है, तो डॉक्टर अल्ट्रासाउंड लिखते हैं, सोनोग्राफी कराने के लिए बोलते हैं. सो व्हाट वी डू, just he place a structure, he move a structure on your stomach area, and that structure is sending ultrasound vibrations through your skin inside your body. तो वो जो अल्ट्रासाउंड वाइब्रेशंस हैं वो आपके स्किन के अंदर पेनिट्रेट कर कर अंदर तक जाकर जो आपके स्टमक का इमेज है वो मॉनिटर पर रिफ्लेक्ट करती हैं. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट doctors, they just come to know the condition of your internal organs. So that is in the name of ultrasound, right? Then next one is in the form of, that is sonar. Anyone who let me know the full form of the word sonar?
Sonar waves, ma'am.
I'm sure you might have heard this term before also. What is sonar stands for? Anyone who would like to take a chance? You have to expand the word sonar. Anyone? Okay, Anushri, yes, tell.
Sound navigation and ranging.
Okay, what Manvendra has to tell? Yes, Manvendra? No,
Ma'am,
just
sound navigation and ranking.
ranging. Okay, what Navya has to say?
Same, ma'am.
Same only. Yes, your answer is correct only.
Ma'am,
So now,
ma'am,
so SO stands for sound and for navigation. A for and R for ranging, like this. So it becomes a sonar.
O stand for
Sound, yes, O is for SO. Sound का SO हम लेते हैं. So sound, navigation and ranging, right? So this is the technique basically which we use for measuring the depth of water bodies like ocean and seas, and that we do with the help of ultrasounds, and that technique is known as a sonar, right? तो ये टेक्निक है. इस टेक्निक से हम क्या करते हैं, अल्ट्रासोनिक वाइब्रेशंस को हम ओशन और सीज के अंदर भेजते हैं, और वो कितने टाइम में वापस आती हैं उससे फिर हम फर्दर कैलकुलेशन करके हम सी और एक ओशन का एक पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पर कितना डेप्थ है वो हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं. सो दैट इज नोन एज सोनार, राइट? And some other applications means those are those which are helpful to the animals. For example, bat, what is saying in the chamkadad. So this bat animal, as I told you, that it can not only hear the sound vibrations of frequency between 5 hertz to 80,000 hertz, but it also produces the ultrasonic sound. जो बैट है वो अल्ट्रासोनिक साउंड्स को सुन भी सकता है और वो खुद भी अल्ट्रासोनिक वाइब्रेशंस प्रोड्यूस करता है, बिकॉज वी नो दैट the eyes of the bat are very poor, they are not totally functional, they are not able to see very clearly with the help of their own eyes which their body is having. So while flying, what they do, while flying
And
constantly,
please
they
side.
keep on producing ultrasonic vibrations. Now these vibrations we people cannot hear. Say for example, an insect is present on the tree, on the trunk of a tree, and bat is producing ultrasonic vibrations. So what happens? These vibrations, they strike with the trunk of the tree or any particular that is hindrance which is present in the path of the bat, and they return back. And because of that, bat gets an idea that what we are having in between. Okay, so Manvendra, you are just putting a question, ma'am, how the children, okay, how the children below 5 years can hear the sound below 20 hertz. Actually, learn in higher classes that when a new baby is born and up to that is not, actually it is not up to 5 years, उससे बहुत काफी कम होती है. It is in the age months. At the time, all the organs which are formed inside the ear of a baby, they are very sensitive, highly sensitive. So they can just catch those vibrations also. In fact, I watched a program on television. There it was told. I am not sure whether it is the authentic information to share with you, but they told like that a baby of 9 to 10 months, even smaller than that, can hear the sound of the movement of a snake on the floor. But at that time, they are not so capable of speaking, so they fail to tell that what's going on like that. But animals like rat, cat, dogs, these animals, they can successfully hear infrasonic sounds as well as the ultrasonic sounds, right? Okay. Okay, Aryan, you are putting the question why our ears can't change them to electrical signals and why the animals like dogs and fishes can hear. Okay, इसका जो एक बेसिक सी रीजन है दैट लर्न इन आवर क्लासेस, दैट इज रिलेटेड टू द वेवलेंथ. जो पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ्स है वो ही हमारे जो कॉकलिया में हेयर प्रेजेंट है उनको स्टिमुलेट कर सकती है, सारी वेवलेंथ स्टिमुलेट नहीं कर सकती हैं. दैट विल लर्न इन हायर क्लासेस. ओके Anushri, okay, yes. If we are going to take these younger babies towards the sources which produce such kind of vibrations, yes, especially the ultrasonic sounds, it can harm the baby. That's why it is already said that because the ears of these newborn babies and small children, these are very, very sensitive. They should be kept away from these high energy vibrations. Okay, yes. So that is about the applications of vibration in daily life. Okay, so that was about that topic. Now we are moving towards the last topic of the chapter, and that is about music and noise. Because last topic is quite general, so for that you are going to tell me maximum of the answers. So next one is that is about what we mean by music and what we mean by noise. Let's try to differentiate between them.
Music means the sound.
Okay. Did I ask you to speak? It's not fair. No, we all are here equal, so you all have to follow instructions. Okay. Let's start. So music. What sounds we
Ma'am?
call music? Those sounds. Yes. You want to ask something?
Ma'am, I want to give the answer.
Tell.
Ma'am, music is a mixture of sounds where all sounds are arranged in a manner, and noise is a mixture of sound which is not arranged and is irregular.
Okay. Okay. Now everyone mute your mic. And please put down your hands. Please put down your hands. Just in the last 1 minute to discuss upon your doubts. Okay. So music, that is sounds which produce. Please everyone mute your mic. I'm requesting you. Okay. So sounds which produce a pleasant sensation on our ears, we call them as music. Means those sounds which are very pleasant to our ear, जिनको सुन के हमें अच्छा लगता है, means we feel happy, we feel relaxed. So such kind of sound vibrations we can call as music or musical sounds, right? Unlike to this, the sounds which produce an unpleasant sensation. An unpleasant sensation in our ears, we call it as a noise. Means which irritate us, which make us angry, which in some cases make us to get some feeling of nervousness, cause anxiety, right? So that results, that we can call it as a noise. Means they are not liked by our ears. So such sounds we call as a noise, right? Another thing, music is produced by those vibrations which are of regular occurrence, means these are those vibrations which are repeated after a regular periodic time. So such regular vibrations, they lead to produce a music, right? For example, those who are out of you people, those who are in a class which are learning music, so you might be experienced that first you are taught about the musical notes. For example, in Hindi, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, notes are there. Then your teacher told you how to repeat these notes for producing different kind of sounds. फिर आपको सिखाया जाता है कि नोट्स को कितने इंटरवल में आपको रिपीट करना है and to make different kind of tunes. So that I mean to say that in case of music, vibrations they occur at regular periodic interval of time. But here in noise, the vibrations they are not regular. We say that they occur just irregularly. They are not repeated after a fixed period of time. Just irregularly they keep on occurring. Another point, in case of music, the amplitude and frequency of vibration does not change suddenly. Does not change suddenly. In case of music, the amplitude and frequency of the sound does not change suddenly. And it's quite evident from previous point only, because these vibrations are of regular nature. It means they are having a periodic amplitude and frequency also. But in case of noise, what happens? The amplitude and frequency changes suddenly. It changes suddenly, and that causes noise. For example, when you shout in a class, when teacher is not there in your classroom, then what happens? Someone is shouting very louder, someone is simply talking and chatting. तो हर किसी के साउंड का एम्पलीट्यूड अलग है, फ्रीक्वेंसी अलग है, एंड सडनली व्हाट हैपेंस कि जो बच्चा बहुत तेज चिल्ला रहा था वो एकदम से चुप हो जाता है, दूसरा बच्चा चिल्लाने लगता है. So what is happening? The amplitude and frequency is changing suddenly, and that's why we say that you people were making noise in the classroom, right? So sometime in exam we get a question for 2 marks that differentiate between music and noise, or what differences you see between a musical sound and a noise, so that you can add these points, right? Now these music and noise differences only leads to the another topic that is known as noise pollution. Noise pollution, that is known as noise pollution, right? Noise, what we commonly say in Hindi, shore, right? So that noise pollution. So for formal definition, we can say that presence of unwanted and harmful sound in our surroundings. What is noise pollution? It is a presence of unwanted and harmful sound in our surroundings. Means these sounds we don't want, we are not making them, we are not creating them deliberately, and if we are continuously going to hear these sounds, they are going to harm our body, right? So such presence of sounds in our surroundings, we call it as that is noise pollution. So what is going on here between Siddhant and Aryan Chaudhary? What conversation is going between you people? So kindly focus in the classroom. Yes. Right? So here that is for this noise pollution, the first comes causes, or we can also say that sources. What are the sources of pollution according to people? Let's see one by one. Now you will tell me the answers. What are the sources of pollution in our surroundings? Okay.
Ma'am, traffic.
Not like this. You can't speak all of together without my permission. Okay. So let me just. Yes, Vilina, tell.
Traffic.
Okay, so the same point first, that is traffic we have.
Burning
Okay.
of crackers.
Okay, so sound of busting crackers. Okay. Then next to Kinjal, what do you want to add?
Ma'am, at construction sites.
Okay, the sound which are produced at construction site. Okay. Okay, then Saksham, what do you want to add?
Usage of plastics.
Usage of plastics. Okay. Soumya Joshi.
Ma'am, television, radio at high volume.
Okay, if we are watching television, let me include television, music systems, and that is true when we are played at a loud sound. Okay. Ritika Malav. Yes, Ritika Malav.
Machines.
Okay, machines. Okay, for example, in our homes also we are using many machines like mixer grinder, washing machine. Okay. Yes, Mahib, what do you want to add?
Lightning.
Okay, lightning, okay, thundering, very good. So that also produces a sound, not bad. Okay. Okay, Ananya Singh.
Sound produced.
Industries.
Sound produced in factory.
Okay, industries, factories. So here only let's add industries, factories. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ashani Chaudhary, tell. Ishani Chaudhary, okay, she's not raised hand. Okay, Virat. Virat. Okay. So these are some of the sounds. Okay, now in exam, how question is asked from these causes or sources of noise pollution, that give two sources of noise pollution from your home. So it could be a television, music system played at a louder volume. It could be the sound of mixer grinder. It could be the sound of the washing machine, right? It could be the sound of the exhaust fan, like that. Okay. Then question can be given that give two examples of the sources of noise outside your home, means from your surroundings. Then it could be the sound of the traffic, vehicles, loudspeakers, and that is some public functions which are organized where we play the loud music. So all that we can go for. Yes, Siddhant, tell.
Ma'am, during a war.
During
Ma'am, during a war.
war. Okay, right only, but during war again we are what we are using? We are using machines only. Okay.
There are bombs and guns.
That okay. Guns is a kind of machine, and bombs and all that comes in crackers.
Fighting areas.
Like that material they are only. Yes, we can add those points, right? तो आपको क्वेश्चन में देखना है कि उन्होंने कौन से टाइप की सोर्स से एग्जांपल्स पूछे हैं. इट कैन बी फ्रॉम दैट इज इंडस्ट्रीज एंड फैक्ट्रीज, दैट इज फ्रॉम machines and all that. So these are some common sources, right? Now comes the main important part here, that is how it affects our health. Means harmful effects of noise pollution. What are the harmful effects of noise pollution? And it is in itself an important topic for exam. Many times it has been repeated. Okay. So in harmful effects which we have, first one is interferes in speech and talk. Yes, if you are talking to another person and we are having lot of noise in our surrounding, for example, you are talking to a person standing on the side of a road, and meanwhile a bus is passing by which is simply just honking the horn at a louder volume, then you have experienced that you're not able to talk properly to the other person, or not able to hear the talk of that person. So we say that it interferes in speech and talk. Another one is that it reduces the concentration. It reduces the concentration, means it distracts us. Just imagine yourself only that you are reading, sitting near to window in your house, and suddenly a loudspeaker is turned on. Then what happens? Suddenly you get distracted from your studies, from your work, and because of that, it reduces the work efficiency also. It reduces the work efficiency also. Okay. Then it also causes some effects on health like stress, anger, tension, nervousness, headache, that is lack of sleep, irritability, etc. Irritability. So these are those harmful effects which are caused. Yes, Soumya Joshi, you are correct only. That is because of this actually tension and stress. It leads to that is high blood pressure also. Okay. So stress, anger, tension, nervousness, headache, lack of sleep, and sometimes they leads to a change in the sleeping pattern also. So these are those some physical effects which we can feel on our body, right? Another thing that it may also lead to a complete loss of hearing. That there are certain persons or individuals who work with machines in factories and industries, and these machines, they produce loud noises. So such persons who are continuously working with these machines, then what happens? First one, that is in beginning they face the problem of that is losing of partial hearing. We say no, that such kind of person, for them the audible range it changes. उनको ऊंचा सुनने लगता है. अगर आप उनसे नॉर्मल फ्रीक्वेंसी में बात करेंगे तो उनको सुनाई नहीं देता है. So you have to talk to them at a louder volume. And if the same situation persists, then in some worst cases, it has been also observed that the person can face a complete loss of hearing because of this continuous exposure of the ears to this loud noise, right? So these are some harmful effects of noise pollution in our daily life. And yes, let me see, that is many of you have written there. So most of them just okay, high blood pressure. I just Anushri, okay, change in behavior. Change in behavior, actually you can correlate here with this irritability. What is irritability? That is chidchidapan aana. That the person you doesn't find the person regularly in a good mood or happy mood. तो आप जरा सा भी उससे नॉर्मल बात करेंगे, उसको एक बार में समझ नहीं आएगा, वो चिड़चिड़ा उठते हैं. सो दैट एक्चुअली results in change in behavior, we can say that. Aditya Sharma, you're telling deafness, so same I told you here, that is complete loss of hearing. Okay. And hypertension also the same point, because when people, they have continuously stress, anger and tension, and they have lack of sleep. Because for example, if your house in such an area where there's a continuous noise of machines and heavy noise of traffic, then what happens? You're not able to get a good and sound sleep. And when our body don't get a good and sound sleep, then gradually it may give rise to the problem like hypertension, which we call it as it is blood pressure also. So it's very important for the people also to get a good and sound sleep. Okay. So that is for regarding harmful effects of noise on our body. Okay. So now how can we control it? How can we control this noise pollution? Let me see from you people. How can we control this noise pollution? Yes, Elsa, tell.
By installing silencing devices in the construction sites and home.
Okay. For example, if we have to create construction sites, just we have to ensure that the machines which we are going to use them, these machines, they should produce minimum sound. When it comes to vehicles, then we have to ensure that our vehicles are having properly maintained silencers which don't allow vehicles to produce extra sound. Okay. Yes, Harshita, tell. Harshita Oja.
Trees must be planted.
Yes, plantation of trees. You might have noticed that where we have, that is these highways or busy roads, there on both the sides and just on the divider, we have planted lot of trees. It is because every part of the tree is an excellent absorber of the sound, especially that part which is made up of woody material, that is trunk. So they act as excellent absorbers of the sound vibration. So lot of noise is produced because of these vehicles uh, on these busy roads. So that extra sound is absorbed by these trees. Okay. What next? Khushi Verma? Yes. Yes. Huh.
Ma'am, we
By?
ma'am, can I speak? Ma'am, we should take proper maintenance of machines. We should take proper
Okay,
maintenance
we
of
should in
machines.
industries and factories, all machines should be,
Proper ma-
their maintenance work should be done at regular basis. Okay. And so as with our vehicles also, whether it is two-wheeler or four-wheeler, they should be properly maintained. हम बोलते हैं ना सर्विसिंग करानी है. That is a kind of maintenance work for the vehicle. Yes, Navya.
We should open far away from the crowded places.
Okay, so industries and factories, they should be placed or started away from residential areas, right? So these are some important things, and we can also make use of carpeting and hanging curtains in our houses, because that also absorb lot of noise. आपने देखा होगा जब आप एक पर्टिकुलर क्वार्टर को खाली करके जाते हैं तो उस घर में आपकी आवाज गूंजने लगती, मीन्स यू आर एबल टू हियर द इको ऑफ योर वॉइस.